What is going on YouTube? It's your boy ThunderBuddy29 here, and yep, I'm back today with another video, and welcome to my very last rant for Fortnite Chapter 3. This will be my very last rant video I am going to make in all of Fortnite Chapter 3, as less than 24 hours from now, as the time I'm recording this, Chapter 3 will be no more, and Chapter 3 Season 4 will officially come to an end, along with the grand finale as well. But before all that happens, I kind of just wanted to sit here and give my final thoughts on the season, Chapter 3 Season 4, as it ends tomorrow. But before I go on, I just want to say I hope you enjoy the content you see here on the channel, and if you do enjoy this video, smash the like button down below, hit that subscribe button, share this with your friends, and hit that little bell and yes. Also, you can join and become a channel member today for less than 10 cents a day. It really helps out the channel and it helps keep the content going. Join today for less than 10 cents a day. The link will be in the description below. I'm like the better version of PVS, brought to you by viewers like you. Thank you. Now, without further ado, let's finally start this video. Honestly, I am still very mixed about the season. This was a very mid-season. I think it was both good and bad. Kind of the same way as I thought of Chapter 3 Season 2, but in a different way. I want to try to keep this video a little short and sweet, so I'm going to discuss everything one bit at a time, and each of those reasons I'm going to talk about the positives and negatives. First off, let's discuss about the loophole. Honestly, this has arguably got to be one of the best loopholes in all of Chapter 3. It was so perfectly balanced, and it was kind of exciting at the same time. You had some OG weapons return, you had the snipers actually do effective damage again for the first time in 2 seasons, the SMGs are not overpowered or underpowered, the ARs are still perfectly fine as they've always been, but the Chrome AR was kinda overpowered, but it could have been worse. But the only problems I've really had with the loophole is the shotgun's damage is still ass, and of course, the explosive goo gun. Honestly, I really did not like the explosive goo gun, because the gun is so fucking overpowered. You get caught in that thing, boom, you're dead, you have no chance of surviving. It has arguably got to be one of the most overpowered explosive guns they have ever put into the game. But other than that, I think this loophole was actually pretty decent. And like I said, this had to have been one of the best loopholes in all of Chapter 3. I know this is probably going to be an unpopular opinion, but I'm actually happy that they fixed the snipers this season, because sniping is actually fun again, like how it always was. And a lot of the things I just mentioned is going to take me to the second reason. Because the loophole was so decent, it actually fixed a lot of the problems that this game had throughout most of Chapter 3. From overpowered SMGs to underpowered snipers and so on, they thankfully fixed most of those problems. I just wish they would have fixed the shotguns, or at least nerfed the explosive goo gun. But 2 out of 4 ain't bad. But now we go to reason number 3, and the next thing we're going to talk about is the map. Now this is where most of it is going to start getting negative. The map barely changed at all compared to the last season. The only thing we really got was a bunch of air locations with balloons and a bunch of spots covered in cum stains, and that's really it. And in most of those airships, you have a vault, which you have to unlock it with the key that you can find all around the map or off a player, which gives you access to all the best weapons in the game. Kind of the same concept as Chapter 2 Season 2. Now, I did like that idea though, but it was just a shame that most of the map didn't really change at all. Even though a lot of these changes were very lazy, at least it's serving its purpose in the storyline. And number 4, and this is probably the worst thing about this season, and that is the lack of content. Now, I was really disappointed in this, but this pretty much shows me that this season and Season 1 of Chapter 3 actually had something in common. They were actually really fun for the first month, but due to the lack of content, it got really boring after the first month. Even Fortnitemares this year was not as exciting as the Fortnitemares from last year. It was basically a copy and pasted version of the last year's event. except they made the Horde Rush game mode have no builds. And they finally released 40v40, which is basically the same as 50v50. I was very excited, but I kind of felt let down because they released it in creative and it caused so many issues with like getting into a game and the matchmaking and so on. I spent more time trying to get into a game than actually getting a chance to play it, which is why I was not as excited as I thought I would be for those two things. And the overpowered explosive goo gun was the only gun that was added in the middle of the season. I just wish they would have added in some more content. Everything I just mentioned is exactly the reason why I think Chapter 3 Season 1 and Chapter 3 Season 4 actually have something in common. Both those seasons were actually good, but they were good in their own ways. But for my final conclusion, I actually think this season was very mid. Like, the loophole was actually good, they fixed a lot of the issues that the game had before. Like, they actually made sniping fun again, the SMGs are not as overpowered as they always were. But of course the shotguns are still ass. At least this season wasn't completely being dominated with spam meta, so I really can't say frustration is what made me bored with the season. The map hardly changed at all, and there was barely any content this season. Which honestly, it's why I was more naturally bored with this season than I was frustrated compared to the last 3 seasons. This season was not all that bad, but it was not all that good either. I was just a little disappointed in the lack of content, but I was actually happy that Epic was actually trying to fix a lot of the problems that it had in the previous 3 seasons. It's weird to think about because tomorrow, this chapter is going to end right where it started. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all my lovely channel members listed on screen. Well, that's going to conclude my final Chapter 3 rant and today's video. What do you think of Chapter 3 Season 4? Let me know in the comments, I'd love to hear your thoughts. And thank you all so much for watching, and if you enjoyed or agree with this video, smash the like button down below, hit that subscribe button, share this with your friends, and click the bell for notifications so you'll never miss another video. Follow me on social media. I love you guys, and I appreciate all the support you've been giving me, as we are now closing in on 5,370 subscribers. I love you all to death, and thank you all for watching, and please don't forget to like and subscribe for more. And until next time, I will see you all in the next video, probably at the event tomorrow. And this is ThunderBuddy29, sign off.